let's do Tabetha now. We'll work our way backwards. We'll do Tabetha, and then once we're warmed up, we'll do a Katarina. So Tabetha, let's remind ourselves what we know about the beautiful, the fashionable, the excellent Lady Tabetha Volpe. So Tabetha, we know to be a woman of style and taste, a courtier, a person of some power and social clout by way of her family, her connection to the king and queen. She is the queen's. God, let me look at my fucking nightmare relationship map here, because she's not just related to. She's not just related to the situation this way. Let me see. Tabetha Volpe. Enmity with Alessandra. She has her brother, Soren. Oh, she's cousin to the queen. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and go into our character burner, and we're going to put in relationships. She has to have a relationship with Soren Volpe. Her cousin, the queen. Yeah. Okay, and we can figure that out. So she's a courtier. She's of some considerable power, and I want to try to put her on about even footing, maybe a little more, because my job is to challenge them. About even footing with our friend Alessandra here. So they're going to share a lot of the same life paths. I think I might give her one more life path. So we'll see. We'll see. So she's born noble, of course. I think then young lady, right? Like, I think those two are a given. So let's fill those in, and then we'll see. I want to find some cool ways to make her like a little different, but still like a good challenge for Alessandra. And she's unmarried, unlike Alessandra, so she's had more time to like do her own shit, I think. Yeah, born noble, young lady, lady courtier is like exactly what Alessandra is. So let's take a look here. I think she's less of a courtier, Tabetha. I think she's more of like a go-getter in the sense of like she does her own thing. I don't think she spent a lot of time in noble court necessarily. I think things work differently in hot twins land. So let me start here, and we'll start building her out. So she was born noble, which gives her, her concept. Her concept is a dangerous socialite. Probably 4 life paths, we'll call her. And, born noble is 8 years. Of course, it's not a lead. Resource points are 15. No stats, no skills. But 5 general skill points. 1 trait point, and she has to take Mark of Privilege. Okay, and then the rest of it, your lordship, your eminence, your grace. I'm going to take that one because it's already done in the setting. Your eminence, your grace. Note that the character sheet manages it for me. It's like you overspent, and it'll accordingly like take it away. Okay, so there you go. And then young lady. So they had the same sort of being raised. So this is a noble setting, young lady. So that took 10 years and gave her 20 resources. 1 mental skill point. And yeah, maybe student or something. Like maybe she actually did something. Now, did we talk about her being married and like something happened to her husband maybe? God, I vaguely remember that. God, why can't I remember that? Like maybe her husband, yeah, like lost in the war with her brother. That's right. Maybe maybe wife is her next life path. Oh, that would complicate shit, because then I have to figure out what her husband was about. That's right. Her husband and Soren went off to war, and only Soren came back. Her husband was part of the adventuring party of the king and Soren and her husband, and then Reza's brother, fucking Ghost Vril. Okay, so yeah, all right, maybe that'll be her third life path, was like noble wife or whatever it is. Right, because she's a widow too. Sort of. Yeah. Got it. Coming back to me. Thank you. Yeah, this was a long time ago we talked about this. So, all right. Young lady gives her 11 points. It gives her no general, and it gives her 2. This is the only life path she can take at this point. And it gives her a bunch of fucking skills. So, write, read, etiquette, astrology. Quit. Astrology. Okay. Musical instrument composition. She has to take right. Composition. Okay. Let's see. Astrology, musical instrument composition. I wonder why she reverted to her. Maybe there's some ritual. Maybe there's some ritual in their land where you can like forego ever being wed again. Yeah, they don't know for sure. Yeah, they don't know for sure if her husband is dead, but he disappeared. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But maybe there's something where she could forswear love. Maybe there's some social tradition where she can be like, my heart is broken, I'll never love again, but I will like flirt the hell out of this kingdom, and like I'll go on a vacation to the dark lands of Carpathia and just like ruin everyone else's fun. Okay, cool. What else she got? Composition, field dressing, apothecary, and doctrine. Apothecary and doctrine. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, she doesn't know for sure if her husband's dead because he went away and maybe he's a prisoner of war. Yeah. Totally cool. There were a bunch of like wives of POWs during the Vietnam War that got really super political and like involved in the political process because of that. Like they formed a group. I think that's really cool. That's something that I could see her doing. Okay. All right. So she was a young lady. And then she became, I think, like lady. She grew into a lady. Vulnerable, young lady, and then the next one will be the important one to figure out. So lady gives her 5 years. Not a lead. She has 25 resources. This is 25 resources plus 1 M. Skill points gives her 11. General none and 1 trait point. And then, oh, young lady doesn't have, yeah, no trait. Wow, lady and young lady are a good way to get trait points. Yeah, field dressing is like, kind of like first aid. Yeah. All right, so for skills, she has to take etiquette, which she already has on the list. She also learns estate management, persuasion, seduction. This sounds familiar, right? Persuasion. Seduction. That's her brother's jam. She's not a big seducer. She's the one that like pimps her brother to other people. Like, oh, I see you looking at my brother. Like, she's got to have some kind of skill for, if there's a skill for being a pimp, I want her to buy it with general points. Or whatever the medieval, like, equivalent name is. The euphemism. Okay. So lady, young lady, courtier, knight, or city wife with magnate, or no, it's, so the way that's listed, Digger, is you have to be a young lady, a courtier, a knight, any of those 3. to be a lady, or city wife with magnate or bishop as your husband. Anyway, what else you got? Seduction, inconspicuous, doctrine. God, Tabetha is awesome. I'm so stoked about her. Doctrine, husband-wise, estate-wise, staff-wise. Staff-wise. This all sounds real familiar, right? But she doesn't have to run a household, so she, like, her father is still alive and still the, like, head of the house. Her and her brother are kind of like weird, transgressive characters in that they don't behave the way that you would expect. Like, Elisandra is in a lot of ways stuck doing what her family and what civilization wants her to do. Tabetha and Soren are kind of just like, fuck it. Yeah, Doctrine is on there twice because it shows up in both lists. And then Staffwise and Courtwise was the last one. Okay. Now, that's Lady. I need one more life path for her. Something that she became after Lady. Or she could take Lady again. So she's just spent 10 years just being a badass lady. She wouldn't have left the noble life path. And, like, Dame feels kind of, like, old for her. I don't know. Dame might be appropriate. Estate management, noble-wise, just some general. Oh, Dame is just like it's an older lady. Yeah, okay. No, so it's right. La Grande Dame. It's basically just like an updated version of the lady life path. Okay, great. So that's, again, not a lead. It puts her at a year younger than Elisandra. And it gives her a lot more freedom of stuff. Oh, no, hold on. That's 7 years, not 5. Perfect. Right, like a female knight, if that were a title. Yeah, Lady Plus. Estate management she already has, but now she has to take it. So maybe she, like, started getting training in it, but was like, once, twice, 3 times a lady. You could do that. Okay, 40 resource points, 1 mental skill point. No, so only traits give you titles. So we're not changing her name. She's not technically like a dame. I don't think dame is a title in this world. She gets 3 skill points. So not a lot of skill points, but she does get 2 general, reflecting that she has some time to like do her own thing. And then another trait point. And we're going to be free to pick basically all the traits we want for her. Okay. All right. So let's see. We've already took her required skills, write, read, estate management. Let's see if we used any skills for her yet. Nope. She's like never on screen. That's so funny. All right. Okay. So we've got a lot of freedom to build Tabetha the way that we want. She's 30, which means she gets that 1 less physical point, but it's not such a big deal for her. We know she has a will of 5. I'm going to give her a perception of 5, so she's nice and even. What's Elisandra's? Yeah, 4 and 6. Okay, so she's actually a little smarter than Elisandra, but not as willful. And then physically, I think agility probably her strongest. Yeah, let's give her, from sparring with her brother, probably in secret. She's got a little bit of that hand-eye coordination.
Welcome to the Math Squad.
Hey, Lily, thank you. Welcome to the squad. I know, I'm really curious about her off-screen machinations too. Yeah, she's a machinator for sure. But she sees everything like a game, whereas Elisandra, it's like her life. Because Tabetha and Soren could just fuck off and go home, right? They could just be like, we're out, see ya. All right, so she can definitely read. She definitely has astrology. She definitely has persuasion. She definitely has inconspicuous. I don't think she has husband-wise. She's like brother-wise, but she definitely has court-wise. I think I might give her like sword or something. Yeah, totally. Or bows. They're not actually twins. People say they are, but they're not. All right, so I've got 24 points, but I need to remain. I need there to be 7 remaining. So let's fill in some of these. Persuasion, I'm going to give her like 4 points in persuasion. She doesn't, I don't think she's going to improve estate management. I'll give her 2 points in courtwise. No, she's, like I said, she's not really a seducer. Like, she's just kind of like, she is pursued, but her brother's the shining star, right? Etiquette, for real. Big etiquette. Maybe I should open some more stuff. Let's open apothecary and staff-wise. And let's give her a couple of points in apothecary. Maybe she's got like a habit of like, this could complicate things for a few of our characters. Yep. She can write and read. Musical instrument. Nah. Okay. I think we're just going to boost up what? 7, 8, 9, 4 more points worth. So let's make her even more of a persuasion monster. She's very persuasive. Let's give her another point in astrology, and let's give her she's not religious. You know what? Let's give her composition. Let's actually pop both of those open. Because I think music is a thing that's becoming important to the setting. So I think having her be able to play something, maybe she plays like a organ or a hurdy-gurdy or some like complicated, like medieval, like super weird instrument that you'd only find in one place. Like her father owns one, and probably like a few houses here, but it's from her like homeland. Yeah. Some kind of like weird courtier, like not a simple instrument. Yeah, the hammered dulcimer. Right, exactly. Something super expensive, or a harpsichord. Fucking totally. Yeah. Let's give her let's make her harpsichord. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Chord with an H. How's it spelled? Okay, so we now, thanks Dogleaf, we now have 7 points to spend on anything we want. So this is where we fill in her weird, like, stuff she learned from being a strange person skills. So it is CH? Okay, I thought so. All right, I'm going to give her sword. I'm also going to give her sibling-wise. I'm going to give her, what's like a good, is there like a skill for like prostituting someone? Like haggling? It's not like, she's not actually like prostituting them, but yeah, like she's aware of other people's attractions. So yeah, attraction wise maybe, but that's like desire wise, right? Like she knows what people want. Yeah. Let me look at like medieval euphemisms for prostitute. Oh God. Okay. Let's see. Oh, like a procurer, procurement wise. That's the one. She knows how to get things for people. So that's 1, 2. Oh, this is the right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Procurer was the word I was thinking. I was looking for. What other things might she be interested in or have skills around? Yeah, like matchmaking. Like I think she's a bit of a fixer. Yeah, totally. Let's see. Ikebana, yeah. Oh yeah. Rumors wise, for sure. Okay, and that leaves me with 2. I want to give her another skill. So like a skill that she can fork, but might also roll on her own. Ugly Truth. What else is done in Duel of Wits? What other skills are useful in Duel of Wits? I want to make sure she's got something like that. Oh, Intimidate. Or Intimidation, something like that. And I'm going to give her that at another one. And I think I'm going to give her a few. I'll give her a few more once we fill out her skill list. Yeah, Intimidation, totally. But let's fill out these ones that she has, and then I'll make sure to give her a few more and like bump up a few, give her some upgrades to show that she's like been around a little bit, that she's not just a brand new starting character. Cool. All right, and I think it's reasonable to say that you know, she has a negative, I'm not going to buy one, but a negative relationship with Alessandra, but it's one way, right? Only Alessandra thinks they're enemies. Hey, Impias. Hi, Arlington. All right. So, skill list here. Read and write, we discovered earlier, are based on perception. Etiquette is will and perception. Yeah. I'm starting to remember these. Etiquette, let's see if I'm right. Etiquette is, yeah, will and perception. Yeah, Tabetha is the night sass of this situation, and Alessandra is the rainbow, which is really funny for Alessandra. Okay, apothecary is perception. I just happen to be in the right area already. Astrology. Probably also, yep, perception. God, these should default to perception probably. Harpsichord is probably agility, right? Musical instrument. Musical instruments, will and agility, yep. Okay, composition. Will and perception. Field dressing she doesn't have. Apothecary is perception. Yeah, we did that one. Estate management. Perception. Persuasion is will. Inconspicuous, I think, is also will, but let's find out. Will and agility. Inconspicuous is will. What's will? Which one's will and agility? Inconspicuous is not. Courtwise is perception. All the wises are perception. Wigility. Fragility. Sword is agility and something, I think. Let me look. Sword. Yep, it's just agility. Sibling wise, desire wise, procurement wise, rumors wise, and intimidation as will. Okay, good. So that's all marked off and ready to go. She has to take your mark of privilege. We know she's a lady. She's the Lady Tabetha Volpe. Now we can buy her 3 points worth of additional traits. She also has cultural traits that we haven't figured out yet. So I'll get to that. But what traits do we think that she has? What do you think? What are good traits for Tabetha? Like patient, right? Like she's not scheming. She's like kind of ready for everything. She's like a bit of a like just enough of a tomboy not to violate cultural norms. Like she's like someone that the boys would be like, you know, I can't believe that she, you know, she can keep up with us, you know, when we whatever, but yeah, like I don't know, there's something about her that's, oh yeah, that's right, JM Glover, we didn't do health and steel because I had already set them on her sheet. Yeah, so I didn't worry about doing those. I'd already sort of figured out what those were. Anyway, let me look at her traits. We got 3 points. These are all spells. Here we go. Yeah, I think her whole thing is that she's just kind of like, yeah, she is really beautiful, for sure. I want to find a die trait that represents that if I can. Contortionist. Oh my. Oh god, it'd be so mean if I gave her Darling of the Court. I should. Oh, I totally should. Okay. I'm gonna give her beautiful. I'm gonna give her Darling of the Court. Because that's a trait that Alessandra wishes she had, right? It's gonna make Blue Jay hate her even more. Beautiful, Darling of the Court, and then like whatever cultural traits. And I think we talked about them being like a little like carefree as one of them or something, but we'll work that out later. Okay, so now we gotta figure out her attributes, her health and her steel and all that. So page 91, because we haven't rolled any of this for her. She's brand new. Okay, the average of will and fort, so it starts at 4, and then it's raised or lowered. Does she live in squalor and filth? No. Frail or sickly? No. Severely wounded in the past? No. Tortured and enslaved? No. Dwarf, elf, or orc? No. Athletic and active? Yes. Definitely. She live in a really clean and happy place, like the hills and the sound of music. Do these places exist in anybody's role-playing game? Like, does anybody play the Burning Wheel and answer yes to that? Because I feel like I certainly have never said yes to that. Okay, so she's B5. Her steel. Conscript, soldier, bandit, squire, or knight. Nope. Severely wounded. No. Murdered or killed. No. Tortured, enslaved, or beaten. No. Sheltered life, free of violence and pain. No, I don't think so. I think she's like fallen off her horse and had her like knuckles broken by accident or whatever. By like I think she's had a bit of a rough and tumble like life for a noble lady at least. Raised in a competitive culture, yes, definitely. So that's 4. Gifted or faithful, no. Given birth, no. Perception 6 or higher. Will 5 or higher. I don't think so. Will is 5. Yep. All right, so that brings her up to 5. 46 or higher. No. Okay, good. All right, so she's good. She's set at 5 steel. Cool. All right, now let's spend her many resources. So, Soren Volpe, her cousin the Queen. I also want to give her one more trait. I want to give her connected. Because I think she's connected to people outside of the nobility. No, you know what? She just knows nobles who know people. She knows people that have the connected trait. That's on her personally. So she needs a connection to the queen, and she needs a connection to her cousin or her brother for relationships. And then I don't think she has any particularly like other relationships I need to buy for her. So, I think these are both going to be fairly inexpensive. They're going to probably start at... Because Soren's not that important locally. So Soren's going to be cheap. But she's also going to be cheap to Soren. So, when we get there. Yeah, she's going to have reputation. She's going to have an affiliation with the Queen's Inner Circle, the former Queen's Inner Circle. Yeah, Soren is the connected one, totally. Literally, in many ways. Soren has many ports in many storms. All right, how much... Where's my character creation chapter here? How much do relationships cost you? It's earning Artha. There we go. Sorry. Okay. So, relationship with a character who is a minor role in the setting or situation starts as 5. Soren then is an immediate family, which brings him down to 3. And that is it. Her cousin, the Queen, starts at 10. Other relationship, which brings it down to 9. Not forbidden, not hateful, not rivals, not romantically in love. Everything's done there. Affiliations. She's got an affiliation with the court. She gets a free one, right? So the nobility from Mark of Privilege, which costs her 0. That's affiliation. Free from Mark of Privilege. She gets an affiliation with... I got to look at Alessandra's character sheet to make sure these are the same, because I think she also has... Oh, with her house. Ah, okay. So, yeah, I should buy her a point... affiliation, House Volpe. And that costs her 10 out here. She has an affiliation, the Queen's Circle, and that's also 10. Yeah, Darling of the Court increases any reputation by +1 die. So I'm going to buy her a reputation. A lovely and exciting young courtier. She's not even young guest of the king. Or like an exciting young visitor, young noble visitor or something. Like a lovely and exciting noble visitor. Like they think she's cool because she's from far away and is neat. And so this is only... So this is just like 1 die +1 die among nobility. Yeah, she's not really young anymore. She's an adult. So a lovely and exciting noble visitor. She's like fresh blood. And this is a reputation among just the court. Yeah, she'd be described as exotic. Exactly. She's dusky skinned. Yeah, the ravishing foreigner. Like, ooh, how exciting. She's so beautiful. They grow them hot down there. I think she also has a reputation regionally. Maybe. No, you know what? I'm going to give her another affiliation. The Seat of Silver. She's bought herself a 1 die affiliation with them. So 1 die there. 1 die there. And 1 die there. So she's got all the pies. She's got all the pies on the table. Okay. Great. Now let's buy her some fucking stuff. Let's buy her a gang. Because she's got 51 points to spend. So let's buy her some... Here we go. Hi, Andrew. Let's buy her some finery and what have you. So finery costs her fucking 5. She also has property. She owns a house here. So I think probably like manor or estate, an urban hotel. Only noble-born characters. She can buy anything she wants. So what does Alessandra have? Anything you can have. I can have bigger. Estate is 40. Okay. Can I afford the next biggest thing for the Lady Tabetha Volpe? 45. Right? A well-paid position. She's as wealthy as the mayor. Okay. So, a fine estate for 45 points. It's like an appointment. Some kind of like civic position, I think. Like she actually probably holds some minor position in government that she never has to do anything about. Right, yeah, her father certainly like originally owned it but gave it to her as a gift. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Great. She's got a real nice house. Nicer than Alessandra's. Like, slightly. But it comes with, like, a title, right? Buy her some Tomahawk missiles. All right, and she has 1 resource point left. So let's buy her... Let's buy her shoes. Let's get some shoes. All right. Don't worry, Blue Jay. She's not as well dressed as you. Okay. So her resources are 0. Let me get my calculator. Okay, so her resources are property, rep, and affiliation. So this is going to be lots for her. So 27, 37, right? 10, 20, 37, plus 45, plus, I think that's it, right? Yeah, property, rep, and affiliations. Okay, so divided by 15. Oops. Okay, I gotta do that again. Okay, 37 plus 45 divided by 15. Okay, so she's got resources of 5. Yeah, totally. She's like an advisor to some civic position. She knows the mayor for sure. And then her circles is half her will. So that's 2, right? 5 divided by 2, rounded down. Increase by 1 die if 50 or more was spent on property and relationships. Yes, definitely. All right, B3 circles. And we are good. We're set. Okay, so B5, circles 3. And she is ready to go. Let's write some beliefs for her. Shall we? Yeah, Dame pays out more than Courtier. She's more of an independent than you are, I think, ironically. Okay, so our girl, Lady Tabetha Volpe, she has some beliefs and some instincts. So when someone pays attention to Soren, fan the flames, right? She has one that is always smile at an enemy. And then her last instinct is going to be Alessandra who? Just kidding. That's mean. It's another good instinct for her. I don't know. I'll think about her beliefs. So, the king and his throne are our source of power in Carpathia. We must help him restore them. The crown and its throne. There you go. We must help Tomas restore them. Belief 2 is about her brother. My brother sacrificed so much for us. Nothing means more to me than him. Just huge weakness flag there. Huge fucking just death flag. Whamp, whamp, whamp. She loves him. He's got a belief about doing anything for her. She doesn't think she's using him. The two of them are in cahoots here. He's a willing participant in his own prostitution in this case. And then something about like the middle class. There is fat in the middle class. I will join in that feast. The way I always do. By making friends. Okay. Something about an instinct. Something about like keeping people... Oh, right. Whenever I am with close friends... use like inside jokes or like her jam here is that she likes to show who's in and who's out. So always remind an outsider of their place. Gently, though. Yeah, there you go. So it's like she's that person who lets you know you don't belong there. And no one is ever going to be like, oh, Lady Tabetha is so mean. They're going to be like, oh, like, that's good of her to have gotten up and left because she knows she's not, part of this group. She's a little bit Regina George in this case. A little bit like, you can't sit with us. But less aggressive. A little more like, oh, well, of course you can sit there. We were just discussing this thing that you obviously don't know anything about, and we're going to keep discussing it. And sorry, like, you're welcome to sit there and listen. But everyone's going to be so embarrassed for you. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, alienating people to let them know their place. So let's copy over her traits real quick. So, mark of privilege, your lordship, and darling of the court. Here we go. So this is those are all like die traits, I think, for her. Yeah, mark of privilege, your ladyship, and darling of the court. Yeah, I got to decide what their cultural traits are. I'm not sure what they are yet. And then she's also beautiful. I'm actually going to change this to exotically beautiful. Exotically lovely. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's her new jam. Okay, great.